Good day. I am Sheenah Rose Lasco, and I'm going to present to you the evidences and the compliance report for our house, which is the Lasco's residence. So for the activity title, Activity 1, Building Systems Design. Type of building is a one-story residential building with a lot area of 185.1409 square meters and a floor area of 63.54 square meters. So for the referral code, it's the National Building Code of the Philippines. Item number 1, descriptive description of non-conformity. So main entrance door are lesser than the given requirements because according to National Building Code of the Philippines, the requirements should be that the main entrance door shall be of a size of as to permit the installation of a door not less than 900 millimeters in width and not less than 2 meters in height. So for the documentary or evidences, reference is the evidence 1A and 1B. So here. So this is for the width is hindi siya umabot ng 900 mm. So therefore, non-conformity siya. And for the height is umabot siya since nag 205 siya. So it's okay. Next, but since nilagay ko pa rin siya sa non-conformity since hindi umabot yung width ng main entrance door. For the service door, such as the item number 2, for the service door, such as comfort room doors, are lesser than the given requirements. So the requirement of the NBCP is that the service doors, such as comfort rooms, shall be of a size as to permit the installation of a door not less than 700 millimeters in width and not less than 2 meters in height. So the evidences or the documentary is at the bottom, which is the reference 2 or evidence 2. The evidence 2, ito siya. So, umabot siya ng 2 meters, so it's okay. But the width is hindi siya umabot since nasa 59 lang siya or almost 60. So, hindi pa rin siya umabot since yung gusto niya is around 700 mm. Here. So for the architectural plans, this is the perspective of our house. So this is a one-story building, and then for the site vicinity map is ito yun siya. So I've provided a Google Map link for better access and mas madali na lang siya ma-access yung Google Map niya. So, ito siya po, map. And for ito yung site vicinity map. So, with the site area of 185.1409 square meters, the location is at Block 10, Lot 1, Dario Subdivision, Federal 2, Barangay Tibalog, Santa Tomas, Davao del Norte. And for the site development plan, so ito siya. Floor area niya is 60.54 square meters. And so ito yun siya. May residential lot, highway, and then firewall. And ito yung site development plan niya ng one-story residential building, the laundry area, the entrance door and the exit door, the garage, and the landscaping, the balcony or terrace. So, for the floor plan, there are 3 rooms. So, first is ito yung sa master bedroom for the room number 2 and then the room number 3. So, this is the storage room. There are 2 comfort rooms. So, comfort room number 1 and then comfort room number 2. For the living room, and this is the living room and this is the kitchen area. So, the dimensions are here. So, ito yung sa living room, 3 by 3 by 4.4. And for the room number 1 is around 3.4 by 3. And then 2.6 by 3 and 3 by 2 meters and so on. So, ito yung makikita yung mga dimensions dito po. Next, for the elevations, so ito yung elevation, front elevation, rear elevation, the left elevation, ito yung main entrance door, and the right elevation, ito yung exit door. So, for the A cut section, so makikita yung room number 2, living room at saka kitchen area. So, ito yun siya. Room number 2, living room or the dining area, and then yung kitchen area. Next is sa BB cut section. So, living room, dining area, CR, and the storage room. So, ito siya. So, comfort room, storage room, dining area, and then the living room. So, these are the opening schedules for the doors and the windows. So, for doors, yung D1, D2, D3, and D4. So, makikita yan siya dito for the door 1, door 2, door 3, and for the door 4. So, door 4 is for the exit door. Door 1 is for the entrance door. Door 2 are the rooms door. Room number 1, 2, and 3, and for the storage room. And then, door number 3 is for the comfort rooms, 1 and number 2. Next is for the window schedules. So, there are 3 types of windows. So, may window 1, ito yun, window 2, and window 3, which is makikita sa living room, room number 1, room number 2, and room number 3, and the storage room, yung window number 1. At saka sa yung window number 2 is for the comfort room number 1. And then window number 3 is comfort room number 3 and the kitchen area. So, ito yan siya. So, I think that's all. So, for the activity 2 or the structural designs, so let me first tackle first the roof beam framing plan. So, along x-axis are the roof beam 2 or the RB2, and along y-axis are the roof beam 1 or the RB1. So, these are the beam designations, which is makikita siya dito sa roof beam framing plan. And these 2 roof beams have the same beam sizes. So, ito yung 230 mm by 230 mm. For the left support, may 3 tatlong number 16 yung left support at right support sa top, and then dalawang number 16 for the bottom sa left support at saka sa right support. And then sa midspan is dalawang number 16 for the top and tatlong number 16 for the bottom. So for the RB2 is ito yung difference niya sa dalawa, sa RB1 at sa RB2. Sa RB2 kasi lahat ng top at saka bottom ay dalawang number 16. So, for the stirrups used for the steel is 10 mm DRB. And then, for the spacing, length at 3 meters, which is ito. Since RB1 are all in y-axis, ito yung 3 meters, at saka 2 meters and 1.4 meters. So, these are the spacings for the stirrups. 1 at 50 mm, 6 at 100 mm, 4 at 150 mm, rest at 200 mm on center. So 2 meters, so ito yun siya, stated na siya dito. And also for the 1.4 meters. For the RB2, which is along x-axis lahat, makikita dito yung stirrups, which is at 1 at 50 mm, 6 at 100 mm, 4 at 150 mm, rest at 200 mm on center. So, makikita dito is lahat is roof beam since one-story building lang siya. So, for the Excel design, for the beam design, so, ito yung makikita sa RB1, which is kagaya dun sa AutoCAD na pinakita ko kanina na summary or the schedule of beams. So for the Excel design of the structural beam member, the roof beam is tatlong number 16 for the top and dalawang number 16 for the bottom sa left span. For the middle span is dalawang number 16 sa top, tatlong number 16 sa bottom. And then the right span is tatlong number 16 and dalawang number 16 sa bottom for the right span. So ito yun sa roof beam number 1, and which is ito yung mga y-axis beams. And then for the beam design ng roof beam number 2, lahat siya ay dalawang number 16 sa top and bottom, left, mid, and right. So ito dalawang number 16 and number 16. So ito yung design na ibinigay na Excel. So same siya sa RCDC. So kung titingnan sa RCDC, ito yung ibibigay ng mga values ng mga main reinforcing bars para sa beam. So dalawang number 16 for the roof beam number 2. And so marami ito sila, dalawang number 16, and dalawang number 16, dalawang number 16, up until dito. Dito, same lahat. So, dito naman, ito yung makikita ng mga main reinforcing bars sa roof beam number 1. So, may tatlong number 16 for the top and then dalawang number 16 for the bottom. So, ang ginawa namin is, ito na yung roof beam number 2 ng mga beams. So, next is the crack width. So, for the crack width, sabi dito, the permissible crack width is, yung ginamit namin is the member subjected to dry air. So, therefore, 0.41 yung maximum dapat na crack width. But, as we calculate, para sa top bars at saka sa bottom bars, lahat ng ito ay 0.23 for the top and then 0.26 for the bottom. So, lahat ay less than 0.41. Therefore, yung crack width niya is okay. So, ito ay for the roof beam number 2, ay roof beam number 1 na left span, mid span, at saka for the right span, so lahat ay okay for the crack width. For the roof beam number 2, so ito left span, yung crack width na binigay niya for the top bars is 0.26 and then 0.26 para sa bottom bars, so lahat ay 41, less than 41, therefore okay. For the mid span, same pa rin, And then for the right span is same pa rin. Therefore, lahat ng crack width niya is okay. For the serviceability or the deflection of the beams, so lahat ay good. So makikita naman dito na 0.66 yung deflection niya for 5 years or more. So okay siya since hindi malaki yung deflection niya. So ito yung sa roof beam number 1 na 1.4 meters, roof beam number 2 na 3 meters, 2 meters. So lahat ito indicated lahat. Kikita dito yung mga deflections niya. Next is for the development length. So dito, yung development length na binigay niya is for the top bars and the bottom bars ay iba-iba. So but since dito same lang sila, 345, naka-separate lang yung pag-solve. So ito, 345.65, so same pa rin for the roof beam number 2. So, and ito yung hoop development length niya. So, okay lahat. Next, for the stirrups is, ito yung binigay na spacing summary niya for the roof beam number 1 na 3 meters. So, lahat ito na specified yung mga lengths niya. So, example, for the roof beam number 1, since lahat ng yun ay along y-axis, therefore, magbibigay siya ng iba't ibang mga stirrups. So, for the roof beam number 1 na 2 meters, ito yung mga spacing summary. So, may 1 at 50, 4 at 100, 2 at 150, then rest at 200. So, ito sila. Then, 3 meters, ito siya as discussed sa AutoCAD kanina. So, ito lahat yun. So, ito naman is roof beam number 2. So, example, ito yung length na 2.2 meters. Ang binigay niya na spacing summary is 1 at 50, 4 at 100, 3 at 150, and the rest at 200. So, ito naman is yung for checking na lang. So, lahat naman it is 2 number 16. So, and then may 3 number 16 dito. So, okay yun as discussed kanina. And then, ito yung beam design calculation na binigay ni RCDC. So, may sarili siyang calculations which is same naman siya sa Excel. So, for the Excel program of the structural member column is, ito yan siya. So, makikita dito yung ito yung mga calculations niya given ito yung mga values na kinuha sa STAAD, and then ito yung mga values ng STAAD analysis, and then throughout sa calculation, makikita dito sa final design ng column na ang dimensions niya is 240 mm by 240, and the bars or the vertical bars, ito yung number of vertical bars niya which is apat na number 16 mm diameter. So, dito makikita yung sa interaction diagram sa pag-solve nitong column na to. So, ito siya. So, for checking, ginamit ko ang RCDC for the design. So, ito. So, kung makikita natin dito, ang binigay niya na main reinforcement is apat na number 16 na mga bars. And for the main reinforcement bars. And ito yung sa column design calculation. So, ito lang. Ito yung paano siya pag-solve ng RCDC. So, next, dito naman sa schedule of columns. So, since isa lang naman lahat, isa lang lahat, since isa lang yung dimensions ko, kasi nga, one-story building lang to, one-story residential building. Therefore, ito yung schedule of columns ko. So, 240 by 240. At saka yung bar grade niya is 40 KSI. And apat na vertical bars na number 16 mm diameter. So, ito yung mga column ties niya, 3 at 50, and so on. So, as stated. So, dito siya. So, for the axle design of isolated square footing, so ito yun siya. So, design of parameters are extracted from the STAAD analysis. So, the allowable load, ultimate load is the moment at x or MAX, LFD moment at Z or the at X or the MUX, and then ASD moment at Z, MAZ, and then LFD moment at Z or MUZ. So allowable bearing capacity that I use is 90. So again, these values are extracted from STAAD analysis, and then the concrete compressive strength is 21, and then so on. So these are the design parameters for the isolated footing. So first is the design for stability. So as you can see, ito yung dimensions na binigay um, ni Excel. So 1.1 by 1.1 square meters. So okay siya for the check capacity, and then for the check stability, which is the Q minus B positive, so okay siya. Next is for the design for shear. So dito, kuha natin yung thickness na dimension. So ang thickness na binigay niya, considering the D1 and the D2, ito yung sa D1, dito, and then sa D2 is ito. So, and then two-way shear, considering two-way shear, so tatlo yung pinasihan dito, D1, D2, at saka D3. Therefore, yung nakuha kong value for the thickness sa footing is 130 mm. And the next is the design for flexure. So, ito na yung makukuha yung mga ilang numbers ng bakal na para sa design ng footing. So dito siya para mas madali siya makita. Dito na lang tayo sa summary. Kasi nga dito sabi niya 4 bars for the y-axis bars, and then for the x-axis bars, sabi niya 4 bars. So, para mas makita siya, mas ma-appreciate siya, dito siya makikita sa design summary, which is sa blue bars, ito yung sa y-axis na mga bars is 416 spaced at 290 mm. And then sa green bars is 416 spaced at 290 mm. Since square lang man din siya, so expected na ito yung mga same lang din yung reinforced bars niya. So, most likely. So, ito yun sa thickness naman ng footing is 130 mm yung makikita dito. So, ito yung design summary ng footing. So, for the RCDC, or I mean the STAAD foundation, sorry. So, for the STAAD foundation, ito yung binigay niya. So, lahat is 416. So, apat na number 16 na mm diameter. So, lahat is same lang siya dun sa binigay ko. So, ito lahat is mga calculations na to for footing na binigay ni STAAD Foundation. So, I think that's all. For the activity 3 of this project, which is the bill of quantities or the estimates. Item A is the general requirements, which total cost of these general requirements is 141,496. For the item B, which is the site works, the total cost is 21,450 pesos. Next, for the structural works, the total cost is 507,472.78 pesos. Next is the architectural works, which is yung total niya is 320,689.28. Plumbing and sanitary works, the total cost is 71,107.56, and the electrical works is 29,185.05. For the mechanical works is zero since wala namang mechanical pump or anything na para dito na item. So next, the summary of these estimates is the for the total material cost is 1,131,400.67. The total labor cost is 452,560.27, which add lahat to yung material cost, labor cost, contingency cost, contractor's profit, and then the taxes. The total project cost is 1,708,415.02. So next is the activity 4, which is the engineering management tools. So first is the work breakdown structure. So since again this project is only a one-story residential building, so first is the site, and then structural, architectural, plumbing or sanitary, electrical, and then the painting work. So for the site is clearing and grabbing, and then survey, excavation, and then gravel base. For the structural is foundation, column, slab, beam, masonry, and roof. So siya sa foundation, erect forms, pouring concrete, concrete curing, and remove forms. For the structural members of the building, which is the foundation, column, slab, and beam. So for the architectural, the roof finishes, wall and ceiling, doors and windows, and then tile installation. Next is the plumbing or sanitary, which is the septic valve, catch basin, pipe installation, fixtures and accessories, and the water. For the electrical item, which is the electrical pipe installation, fixtures and accessories, and electric. Next engineering management tools is the activity network. So for the activity networks, these are the activities. So from A to D. First is the mobilization. So next is the warning and hazard signs. So first is ito yan siya, makikita dito yung A, and then B. For the letter C is activity C. Ito yun siya, which is the construction safety and health. So first, makikita din dito yung duration ng activities. So kung makikita dito sa A, the duration is 2 days. For the activity B, the duration is around 103 days. D, building a temporary facility, which is 2 days. Then C is the construction safety and health, which is 103. E is the site work. Duration niya is 15. The form works the whole days of 77 days. And activity G is the footing, reinforcement, and concreting, which is 21 days. And then for the activity H, installation of pipes, plumbing, and electric works. Ito. Activity I is the the reinforcing, pouring, and curing and concrete column. The duration days niya is 21. And then next is the activity J, which is the uh, reinforcing, pouring, and curing of roof beams. And then activity K is the roof framing and release installation. Activity L, masonry works, 6 days yung duration. Activity M is the reinforcing, pouring, and curing of concrete in slab on grade, which is 7 days. And then roofing, installation, and tinsmithry work, which is 7 days. Installation of fixtures for plumbing or electrical is also 7 days. And then the carpentry works, 8 days. The activity P is the carpentry works nga, so 8 days. And then the activity Q is the doors and windows, which is 5 days. And tile works is the activity R, which its duration is 9 days. And painting works or activity S, 11 duration days. And then last is the demobilization, which is duration. Another engineering management tool is the PERT CPN. So first, let us define what is PERT. The PERT is the program evaluation review technique, which breaks down the individual tasks of a project for analysis. So breakdown na rin siya. So first is lahat ng mga activities na makikita dito for the activity T are all in activity network. Activity same lang yan sila. But dito makikita yung graphical presentation niya. So first is activity A, activity B, and then activity C, activity D, F, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, and then so, yung critical path nito is the activity A, C, E, G, I, J, L, P, R, S. Since ito yung pinaka may maraming days na path. And then, makikita din dito yung mga durations ng mga activities na to. So, for the activity A, may 2 days na duration, which is stated na sa activity network. And then, ito na lahat, makikita na lahat dito. So, yung sa activity network na ito is again the graphical presentation of the activity networks. And then the next engineering tools is the Gantt chart. So ito sa Gantt chart is makikita dito yung total duration ng construction. So ito na yun siya. So these red lines here are the critical paths of the construction. So I think that's all.